This analysis is performed the day we receive a shipment of coffee. We are both checking the condition of the shipment and also comparing it to the original sample we were given of the coffee to ensure it is the same. We first use a probe to sample beans from every bag in the lot, smelling for freshness and inspecting for obvious defects. After pulling a large sample, we mix the beans together thoroughly and extract an analytical cross-section of beans to test. Spreading the beans out on a dark surface, we start to separate and count defect beans from the rest of the sample. Specialty grade coffees allow for a very low amount of defects. The more defects present, the less consistent the flavor. We then weigh out 250 grams of beans for a reading in the moisture meter. The moisture level of green coffee upon arrival should be between 10 and 12%. Anything higher runs the risk of molding. Anything lower will cause the coffee to lose its flavor too quickly. Many samples indicate bean size on the label. Generally speaking, the larger the bean, the more expensive the coffee. We check the screen size of our sample to ensure we received what we purchased. The more beans that remain on the top tiers of screens, the higher the percentage of large beans in the sample. Sample roasting. We first bring the roaster up to temperature, then drop the 200-gram sample into the hopper and release into the drum. Roasting should happen at an even, steady rate and take from 7 to 9 minutes in total. What is most important about sample roasting is consistency from batch to batch, to ensure a fair analysis of all coffees. We check the beans periodically to make sure they are developing correctly and that we are using the right amount of heat. We roast our samples for cupping to a light, even color. This guarantees that all attributes of the bean are still present and detectable when tasting. Beans are then dropped into the tray to cool as rapidly as possible to stop them from roasting further.